Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. Fox World News.
March 14, 5:19 America, New York. Pope Francis says Catholic Church banning priests from engaging in sex is temporary. Pope Francis said the Catholic Church's ban on sex for priests could be reviewed, saying the rule was temporary, and there is no contradiction for a priest to marry.
New York Times World News.
March 14, 5:14 America, New York. Flood of Russians alter life for countries that took them in. Russians, fleeing their country and its war, have quickly reshaped the societies of nations like Georgia and Armenia.
Mirror World News.
March 14, 5:05 America, New York. British woman vanishes in Tenerife with her 2 dogs as police start urgent search. We'll be bringing you the very latest updates, pictures and video on this breaking news story.
New York Times World News.
March 14, 5 o'clock America, New York. Macron faces pivotal week in his attempt to change France at its core. Millions are again expected to protest President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the retirement age before a decisive vote that could redefine his nation and his legacy. President Emmanuel Macron of France, shown in April in Paris, has been met with huge street protests over his plan to raise the legal age of retirement to 64 from 62.
Mirror World News.
March 14, 4:45 America, New York. Putin sends Russian women convicts to war zone for first time due to heavy losses of men. The head of the Wagner Group said there had been resistance among the Russian authorities to deploy women in the war zone, but a new report suggests women are now being deployed.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines. Sky News.
March 14, 3:28 America, New York. China accuses UK, US and Australia of going further down dangerous road with submarine pact. China has hit out at the US, UK and Australia over their pact to create new nuclear-powered submarines, saying they have gone further down a dangerous road.
BBC News World.
March 14, 3:22 America, New York. Bali plans tourist motorbike ban over misbehavior. The local Indonesian governor says some tourists roam about the island, breaking road laws.
Fox World News.
March 14, 2:55 America, New York. North Korea launches multiple ballistic missiles into sea as South Korea warns of grave provocation. South Korean officials reported 2 ballistic missiles were fired from North Korea early Tuesday morning, which flew several hundred miles before landing in the sea.
Mirror World News. March 14, 2:38 America, New York. Body of kidnapped woman in India found chopped into pieces, sparking angry protests. Protests have erupted in Bhujam, India, after the body parts of a missing woman was discovered by police.
Time. March 14, 2 o'clock America, New York. An investigation into U.S. soccer reveals extreme sports parenting gone too far. Any casual follower of the U.S. men's national soccer team could suss out that an investigation into the ugly feud brewing between World Cup coach Greg Berhalter and parents of player Gio Reyna was going to reveal some inappropriate conduct.
BBC News World.
March 14, 1:55 America, New York. Bhopal gas tragedy. Supreme Court rejects more money for victims. The court dismissed the government's plea for more compensation for victims of the 1984 Bhopal gas disaster.
Washington Post World. March 14, 0:00 America, New York. A record-breaking storm wreaks havoc in southern Africa. Cyclone Freddy has battered Mozambique and become the Earth's longest-lived tropical storm.
The Washington Times Stories. Advocacy.
March 13, 2319 America, New York. Former Representative Pat Schroeder, pioneer for women's rights, dies. Former U.S. Representative Pat Schroeder, a pioneer for women's and family rights in Congress, died Monday night. She was 82.
BBC News World.
March 13, 22:55 America, New York. U.S. court rules Uber and Lyft workers are contractors. Labor groups had opposed contractor status, saying it robbed them of rights like sick leave.
RT World News.
March 13, 21:53 America, New York. PETA demands stop to Havana syndrome, animal testing. The Pentagon continues its research even after U.S. spies found no signs of foreign high-tech energy weapon.